Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. So today I am making some greeting cards for the holidays, and I just figured I'd turn my camera on and show you what I'm making. I do these in bulk just so that I can get them all done and out of the way and mailed out either around the week of Thanksgiving or just after Thanksgiving. So here is some rice paper that I made, and I'll put a link for that video like right up here for you guys, just so you know how this was done. But I also have a paper pack, some stamps, some card blanks, and I'm just going to start making some stuff. So I went ahead and cut a bunch of these little 2-inch circles, maybe 2 1/4 inch circles with my large circle punch, which is right here, 2 1/2 inch. Okay, so there's that. And yeah, I just pulled out some stamps, and I ran these little guys through my Gemini Mini and made these little gnomes. So yeah, I mean, just grab some stuff and play with some paper. All right, let me get my things out of the way so we can start assembling some of this stuff. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so remember when I picked this up at the Sharing Center thrift store for $1? It was an 8-pack of cards. I think it was missing a card or two. So yeah, I got it for $1, and I'm just going to use all of these card blanks to start off my my holiday card making process. So I also went ahead and grabbed some just plain cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and cut it down to mat the front of a card. So here's a card blank, and they're covered in glitter, so it's even more festive. Yeah, anytime you start cutting up glitter paper through your Sizzix or your Gemini or what have you, you end up with glitter everywhere. So I just took one of these card blanks, okay, rounded the corners. I don't think there'll be any inking involved in today's project, so if you prefer your cards inked, go for it. I am not inking anything. So I just took one of these 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper and measured it to fit matted around this card. Okay, can you see that? All right, so it's just 1/8 of an inch all the way around, extra or smaller than the actual card itself. So to make this really simple, I just take the card front and glue it down to the card blank, and I'm just using regular glue stick. This is Elmer's glue stick that's permanent and safe for photos and what have you. It's an all-purpose glue. So I'm just gluing this down. Ooh, I hate when that happens. I'm just gluing this down to the front of the card blank, and then the magic happens after that. So I always start down here in the lower left corner just to make sure I get 1/8 of an inch, and then I go up and around. Okay, and whenever it does not line up, feel free to lift and push it over. So I think I gave it just a little bit too much on this side, so I'll slide it just a little bit more to the left. Okay. And it's just a little bit of a tug and pull type of game that you play with these things when you're matting something. So there we go. It's matted to the card front, just like that. All right, and this red is sort of like a pinky hazy kind of red, but I'm going with it because I don't think I have any other red paper anywhere in my craft room. So, I mean, of course I do. The point is, do I want to go look for it? That's the thing. I know I have red paper somewhere else in here. I just don't want to take a break and go look for it. All right, so there's that. So on the fronts of these cards, I'm doing like a little cluster of things, again including the little gnomes that I cut out with the Gemini Mini, as well as some of this. Here is my rice paper. I need to use this up other than in junk journals, so I'm giving some of it away in the form of a Christmas card. So here we go. This would then be glued down to the front here, and this is just basically giving your cards a little bit of texture, a little bit of interest other than just a flat blank card, right? So here I'm just going to glue down some interesting things that I cut out with my Gemini. So these are just some snowflakes, and yeah, I think that would look so cute. I'm not going to put a gnome on this one because I have 3 others that I'm working on for the gnomes. I could cut out some more, but we'll see how this goes. So yeah, I'm just going to layer this on here, and whatever overhangs, I will cut it away to make it nice and flush. So yeah, let's just do that. I will glue the item that I want to place down. So here I'm bringing in my glue mat for this because I don't want to get glue on my desk. And again, I'm just using glue stick, and this is the rice paper that we made out of napkins. So super simple process, just glue and water and some really cute either vintage napkins or just regular dollar store napkins. It all works the same, and you get different results because of the types of paper, and depending on whether or not you want to coffee dye it or not. But for the most part, each one is just as cute as the previous. So I'm just cutting away any of the excess rice paper around the edges, and yeah, that's gonna look cute right there. Okay, so I'm just going to layer some of these things on top of here. Little snowflake, a little snowflake remnant, like, and then I will then stamp somewhere either on the inside or out here on the outside, just a little sentiment. Okay, and that's pretty much how simple this process is. That's why I can mass make them, because this is super easy. You just make a little cluster for the outside and then stamp a little sentiment on the inside, and you're done. And then you have a homemade card, something that no one else in the world would have unless you make multiples. So I'm just using glue stick for this process because it's paper on paper. And again, this is my Elmer's permanent all-purpose glue. So it should work out just fine with no problems. So that's gonna go like just a little cluster. That's all you're making really. And then I'm just going to glue around this. This is a border that came with that that die. It ended up cutting out the border. For some reason I was like, I'm not gonna separate it. But when I started pulling it apart, I was like, oh, it's even prettier without the inner part of it. But I'm just going to reassemble it such as so, right about there. Okay, so now we have this cute little card front, and of course it's missing something, right? It's missing something, just a little something right down here. For the most part, I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp on here Merry Christmas. I'll figure out what it's missing for right here and put it in later. But on the inside of this card, let's see, I found this. This is from Simple Stories. It's a little sheet of vinyl letters, numbers in different prints and fonts. It's called The 25 Days of Christmas. But up here, there's a bunch of little sentiments on here. So I think I can put one right on the front. Let's see. Oh, here's a little Saint Nick. A little Saint Nick sticker. Came right out of the pack. Just going to pop that down right there and put the word believe right across right there. Okay, not the best, but something's on there. I will still find maybe another little snowflake to go down there in that corner. Something, I'll find something to go on there. But for the most part right now we are going to stamp the inside of the card, and I'm just going to put on 2 little corner stamps. Let me grab my dry wipes. I'm just going to corner stamp the top and the bottom. And then, whoa, let's move the ink out of the way. And then I will stamp a sentiment right in the middle. So here's the corner stamp. And here is the other corner stamp. And here is my center sentiment. Okay, so it's really simple to create a holiday card just like so. And you can put your to's and froms on there, and now you have this. So of course I'm going to do something else right here. Just have to figure out like what is it that I want to put there. Well, I can put Saint Nick. Let's see. I'm trying to get this I'm trying to get this little thing off right here. Okay, so here I can put Saint Nick right there, and then I will grab a really tiny little this is a little snowflake, and put that down there at the bottom. I'm trying to see if this one's a sticker, because I did crank a couple of sticker pages through my Gemini Mini, not realizing that it was a sticker paper, so I just want to make sure that's not one of these. Okay. And if your wording isn't straight, now would be a good time to straighten it up. And move it around if you like. Okay. Right, so that's gonna go in my stash as one of my cards, and maybe I'll put a little something up here at the top. I mean, it's just a card, right? You can play around with it for as long as you like to get it the way that you want it to be, and yeah, it's really that simple. So there's one. Let me do another one really quickly. Again, here is my card front. Here is my card back. I just rounded the corners, and this one looks like it can still be rounded some more. So yeah, I just rounded the corners on these. Cut a card front to map the front of the card to fit right there. Okay. And this one looks like it may have a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch all the way around, so I have to keep that in mind, and for when I'm gluing it down, right? So it looks like it's about just under 1/4 of an inch. So that's where I will start it, in the lower left corner. Whoa. Okay. Glue mat fail. So here, let me just glue this down. And then I'll clean it up. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I stuck it into some glue that was on my glue mat. So the little silicone mat, but it's a good thing that it just erases away. And get one of these, guys. It helps. It's tremendously life-saving and time-saving. So yeah, just grab yourself one of those from the Dollar Tree. All right, so here is this little card front right here. Again, I'm going to use rice paper for this process, and I'm just going to pop it down on here. Try not to have too much overhang because I really like my rice paper. I don't want to have to cut away any of it, so I'm going to try not to have too much overhang. So this is probably like just maybe a little 2.5 inch tear out or tear away that I did from this large 12 by 12 or 13 by 13 sheet of rice paper. So yeah, I'm just using up what I have here on my desk or in the craft room. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to use some of this. I love this ribbon. It is that mesh ribbon that I received from AZ. And yeah, I've been using it a lot in a lot of projects, so really do love it. My Fabrifix is not ready to go, so I'm going to have to use my Beacon, which is the same thing, made by the same company. I'm going to use this Beacon poster glue here. And hopefully I can get it to play. Come out wherever you are. Ugh, it's not working either. The trials and tribulations of glue in a craft room. That is a total channel all by itself. Okay. The Sugar Bell icing piping bottle seems to be working. So I'm just getting it on all the surfaces of the mesh netting on this ribbon, and you'll see that there isn't many, but as much as I can get on here the better. It'll stick down in place, and then we can layer something else on top of it. Okay, so to secure that in place, I'm just going to place my little snowflake, yeah, my little snowflake circle here. Just anywhere, just pop it down, put it on the paper, and run some Fabrifix underneath it. And this thing still isn't playing. Like, what are you doing? There we go. Okay. Yep, just get some Fabrifix underneath it and it'll stay down for you. And here I have, I think this one is that sticker paper I was telling you about. Let's find out. Maybe, maybe not. Is it? No, it's not. Okay. So that sticker paper is probably way further down in this pile of stuff. So yeah, I just have to keep checking every so often to make sure that I'm not trying to glue down the backing of a sticker, because then the whole thing will just peel away. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all are having a crafty day and doing fun things in your craft room. The holidays are upon us and we're running out of time, so we have to do stuff, right? You got to make it work. We got to figure it out. If you haven't figured it out by now, you're a little behind, just so you know. Here's my little gnome, and I'm just going to put just as much glue as I can get on that hat of his, because it is slotted, so there's lots of gaps in there. But I got as much glue on him as I possibly can, and he's going to live right there. Okay. So on the inside of this card, I am going to stamp, I'm going to stamp some snowy mountains. And again, I'm just using VersaFine ink. I don't know if I told you guys that, but this is just VersaFine ink in black onyx. So I want to get some full coverage on here. I think that should do it. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp it right here down in the bottom center of the card. Alrighty, so that's that. So I'm just applying a little bit of pressure. So, okay. Okay. Not too shabby. Okay. It did smudge a little bit because I lifted it and dropped it and lifted it and dropped it. Like, what the heck? Okay, and now I need to do some sentiments. So I'm doing a Merry Christmas again, right up here at the top. I'll do it over to one side, leaving plenty of room to write the recipients to and from on here. Okay, and now we have that cute little gnome card, a little bit of a cluster on the front that you can still play around with and you know, maneuver things, make things, you know, bigger, better, whatever, what have you. You can stick a bunch more things on the front here, but it just gives it a little bit of texture and some interest. Okay, and that's what I'm aiming for this year. On the inside it can say anything. Go jump off a cliff, Merry Christmas. I'm just checking to make sure you guys are listening. But yeah, there's here's two little cards that I just made. Really simple to do. Quick little mass production going on. So here's another little card, same concept. I would then glue down my base. Whoops. Glue down my card front. I have glue all over my fingers. And then start layering my items on top of that. So here's some rice paper, mesh ribbon, snowflake paper, and then a giant snowflake. Here's a little gnome that can live right here on the front. Just slide everything over a little. And there you go. Another little card front can easily be assembled. Once you get your stuff all laid out, you can mass produce these all day long. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you right here because you don't need to watch me make my Christmas cards, do you? I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Stay naturally curious. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful. And I'll definitely talk to y'all in the next video. Stay naturally curious, guys. Bye!